This is the first meeting between a couple who will have a long and troubled infatuation, and the man in question has just proposed to the woman in question's older sister, and she has accepted. But the woman, Diana, does not know that.
Where are you at? Where are you at?
The house had grown silent. There seemed to be nothing happening, not even in the kitchen, where dinner should certainly have been being prepared. Diana moved through the house on light feet, humming a tune in ragtime to herself, listening for some sign of life. She crept through the back servants' hall without meeting a soul and into the cloakroom, feeling as though she were seeing everything anew. She was poor, she had nothing, and thus, she thought with delight, she had nothing to lose. She looked at the fur coats and velvet evening wraps hanging along the walls and realized they would have to go. She glanced behind the door for her French lieutenant's coat. That she would find a way to save, but instead saw a foreign hat. She plucked it from the wall and placed it on her head. It would have been far too large for her, except for the fact of her curls, which added enough volume that it fitted almost perfectly. Diana turned to the cloakroom mirror and decided that she looked sort of bohemian. Then she peeked into the long hallway and saw the figure of a man in a black coat, his back turned toward her. Diana moved in his direction. When she was a few feet from him, he must have heard her, because he turned, his features set with a look of exasperation. It took her a moment to fit the man's name and face together, though she knew them both. The face was aristocratic and stretched with an air of entitlement, the shifting of a pronounced jaw, the roving of worldly dark eyes. "Oh, I know you," she said, and then smiled because she was surprised at herself for thinking that he was actually delicious looking, even though everyone else thought so too. "You're Henry Schoonmaker." "Yes," he said, glancing at her head and then meeting her eyes again. "Do you like my hat?" she asked, touching the brim and watching